can still maybe buy it off him, but anyways, I'll see you down here, and you know.
All right, I am almost there.
All right, see you in a bit. Bye. Yo, $12 million. That's fucking insane.
I don't think I've seen $12 million in 2 years from my account the entire time I've been here.
So this is what is very strange. Do you see this?
Which
Is that mayors were giving people money to purchase properties? This is going to be a little bit off topic, Ruth, but this is something I want someone to actually look into. I think it should be Springfield. This is Upper Alley. But apparently grants were missing. Nino's $1 million first-time home buyers lottery actually gave people who don't own a home a chance. Well, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how much money apparently has gone out from the mails.
Well, see you guys next month. Episode of People's Have Too Much Money for Grants. Oh, here we go. Samantha Sanders, welcome to the team. Omega Master. Oh, wait, no. Where did I see this? This popped up while we were driving up.
I mean, Michael was giving grants to KTB for buying Oxy.
I heard about something along those lines. I didn't crack it open. I thought they were doing it for the... Were they not doing it for the events?
They said they were doing it for the fight nights, but then each time they double the amount of Oxy they needed and would get like a shit ton more money. To the point like they were buying... Nobody had prescriptions for Oxy, but they were buying like 100 to 200 bottles of Oxy on their grant.
Wait, you can blame previous mayors handing out... Yeah, I think we should deep dive this. Because I had heard something in passing about someone getting a grant for a property. But that seems strange, right? Because it's a grant to put a bid on a property, no?
that you're not guaranteed to get.
And then if you don't get it, did they have to pay that money back?
I sent it online.
How
How you doing, Adams? A long time no see.
Yeah, it's going well. How you doing, Ruth? You good seeing you.
Yeah,
Good
good to see you as well.
I'll give you guys a moment to catch up. I'm sure you got...
Might be no, I'm stuck on this. I think we might be due for a subpoena of state accounts. I'm still just kind of shook by these numbers in general for properties. But if people are mentioning grants for property,
Yeah, I think we should analyze that. Springfield, I got something for you. When you got some time, consider it like a side activity. It's up your alley. You notice how there's allegations on Twitter about those 3 properties that came out that they may have came via grants. I feel like that might be something you might want to pick on a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like,
wait, hold on. What is the? Because they went to Bruce Baylor and Helios and Edbert Roper.
your star witness is one of the ones who wanted this today.
So which one got a grant?
Yeah, I was interested to see that.
I know, unknown, but I think we should look at it. Specifically, a grant is given to somebody, right? With the
Right.
the end
Specific intent.
Yeah,
It
so
says
was a
earmark
grant
already.
given to somebody to purchase something, and is that something being used for what the grant was claiming, right? So, for example, let's say Bruce Baylor got a grant for $10 million to start a whatever, right? is
Right.
that whatever he claims for the grant actually being used, or is it like, here's a grant for a property I want? You know what I mean? I mean,
Here's a grant for your business
yeah.
to get it
So
going, and then you buy a house property for $10 million.
correct. Now, transparently, right? I'll give you an example of something I'm not concerned with. Like, less concerned with is like, if so and so got, $2 million, $3 million for a fight night. Okay, fine, whatever, right? That's an
Right.
event. It's like whatever. Did they actually do it, right? Like, what were the payouts? Okay, even if they did 40% administrative fee, I'm not like, that's normal. That's but if you're getting like 10 mil and it's like, yo, dog, I'm doing this thing, but they never do that thing, or the business is not actually working, well then I believe the state can actually get the money back, right?
Yeah.
So I'll let you cook. Consider it a side activity. I feel like it's up your alley.
Hey, can I throw a theoretical at you?
Yeah.
All right, hear me out, right?
Do you want to come
At
down to observatory?
ADMC Sure.
Okay. All right. Easy. See you in a
Let me
minute.
stop playing dress up. I'll be there in a minute.
All right. Bye. I
On
asked
the
Springfield to
allegation you were
come
looking
by
for.
so you can listen in on the convo as well.
On the allegation you were looking for, it's from Maximilian Angel, who you're set to talk to here shortly.
Yeah. Oh, this
You
is
did
going to
run
be
for
a
mayor, wasn't
fun
it?
one. This is going to be a real good one, I feel. Oh, man. I'm really excited to know what, like, there's a strong possibility some people got millions of dollars and have not actually fulfilled what their,
Their duties for it. Which then the state should be able to reclaim that, but I don't know. They would have to sue him, I guess.
No, actually, I just happen to know the legislation really well. There is a clawback clause.
They have to provide proof of service or performance.
Misuse of funds results in repayment. There's a lot of juice in here. So
Who's the Chamber of Commerce?
Never got off the ground, from my understanding.
Because it says in here, events over $100,000 require a presentation to the Chamber of Commerce.
Jesus. Well, I think the big thing. Ooh, meal program, quality of life, special. Is this it? Is this the main one? Oh, maybe it is. Business development grants. So, like, what is the grant? Business development over in-person pitch. Pre-approval site
Cancellation
may.
or misuse of funds requires repayment. Fraud will be prosecuted. Does statute of limitations apply
Chat.
to this?
I have to role play with myself. I had to play Nino to make a bunch of crime for me to then investigate in future. I set everyone up so that I could take them down. Man, holy fuck.
Greetings. Hey, how's it going?
Jesus.
So in Article 3 of the Bribes Act, under business development grants, it says, quote, approved businesses are subject to review. Misuse of funds results in repayment and potential legal action. My question is who's conducting those reviews? And who has the legal authority to do so?
I'm going to assert that we do.
Yeah. I mean, we're a government oversight entity.
While the review is broad, meaning both the mayor's office could do a review, but we could do a review. Different, I think agencies could have different findings. You know what'd be fucked up if Danger actually gave this money out? There ain't no way, right?
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm saving up for the collector's edition.
Yo, imagine poor guy. Fucking poor
And
guy's
does the
like,
mayor's
yeah, I'm
office
sure it works
exercise
like this.
privilege over these grant requests, or how do we? Because I know we can subpoena these.
Yeah,
accounts,
Nino created his own content.
but as far as the requests themselves to see their contents or who's seeking the money, can we just have those? Is that privileged by the office? How do they handle that?
That is, I mean, we could, I would argue that it should be FOIA'd, right? So, and if it can't, then, you know, we can call them as a witness, right? And if they come in and they just, you know, don't bring, oh man, there's so many angles we can attack with this.
Yeah, there really are.
That this is all presuming there was wrongdoing. Man, this Nino guy gave me so much content for
We'd have to
future.
have.
This is,
No, the legislation as it's written kind of allows for.
it's almost like
a
these
subject to
people
review. You
gave
don't
the
need to
cops
have
so much to do, but no
reasonable
one
suspicion or probable
actually
cause
read anything.
when the legislation as written gives the power to just kind of do that. Now, to go further into the individual, sure. Like, say you see that Bruce Baylor, as the example we're using here, wrote a grant to the mayor's office, and you can see that he was paid out some amount of money, and then you see, kind of as your statement of probable cause, that it was publicly announced that a large purchase was made in the amount of $16 million by Bruce Baylor. Then I think you got the door to knock on him and take a look. Maybe at bank records or something, right?
I agree.
My thought
Okay.
is, how far back do we want to dig into this? Because, in your opinion, Adams, do you think there is, you know, it would be sort of a civil suit, wouldn't it? We wouldn't be able to go past, like...
I don't know if we could get past statute of limitations, but
Yeah.
But I think the catalyst for this is that we just watched $39 million change hands.
Yeah. Possibly more. Here's at a grander scope, right? Scope is always important when it comes to this, because we open our scope up so wide, we end up becoming, you know, investigating, you know, till
Until you burn
endless.
yourself, right?
Exactly.
So you have three specific examples here right in front of you today of three properties that were purchased for a large amount of money. I believe even B2 Customs was maybe invoked in one of these plots. B2 Ventures would like to congratulate Audra Rose on her beach house. By
So
Bruce Baylor.
He also has B2 real estate.
wait, hold on. He got it and then resold it?
We gotta go on one of our trips soon, okay?
Uh-huh.
I still show
Oh
him as
my
having
God.
Center Road 23.
Wait, that is holy shit. Okay, so I'm talking high level right now. Let us suppose for a second we find wrongdoing. While there may be, let's say, 50 incidents of wrongdoing, what we need is one good one. That one good one sets a tone, right? Sets a standard, the one that we have, like, let's say the biggest most amount of evidence on. This is presuming there's been wrongdoing, right? Like and that these allegations are true.
Right.
By winning that, by exposing that, we can then chain off of it, right?
If we want to start going down a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories, Audra is also, I believe, the one that he's saying that bought the beach house or whatever. Audra is Justice Danielson's significant other.
Well, I wasn't necessarily. Well, when I say chain off that, I don't mean going up to the DOJ. You know that saying of what is it? What the fuck is it called? That we're all like 6 degrees removed from that one celebrity. Do you know what I'm talking about?
6 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 degrees of separation. In San Andreas, we're like 2 degrees of separation, right? So rather than doing that, because I don't know where Sean would fit into this necessarily, or his, maybe his relationship has value. But let's say hypothetically, we find one of these individuals has taken a grant for like $8 million, right? And they're not providing the service notated by the grant. And we have a lot of evidence pointing at that. We go press charges on it, right? We aim to recuperate that money. If we are successful with a really good case like that, we can again then go to the next one, right? Once we get 1 or 2 under our belt, right, there is a real argument to be made that these non-residential properties, if not utilized for what they are intended for. Do you remember Aegis, Norman?
I do.
That's where I'm driving.
Yeah, no, I see exactly where you're steering the boat here.
Yes.
But you got to start narrow. You got to start with the appropriated funds and look into potential misuse. You look into the strings that you have. Specifically right now, you have one very, very big and highlighted string that I think you look into. I don't think it's really useful to bring up things like Audra Rose's relationships. You start with the money. Because if you follow the money, you'll probably find things along the way.
Yes. Absolutely.
I mean,
and you already have the
theoretical...
tools to follow the money.
If I may. This might sound a little... Oh, I don't know. It was looking through court cases and such, right? Looking through the docket. If you want to focus on a business that you want to start into, the Milton's Mods, I'm pretty sure they've gotten grants before. The reason I say look at that one is because they filed a court case under the name ADMC versus LSPD, and then named themselves and then named the relief in some of the damages for hours and cost lost to the business. They literally linked their business to a criminal organization by naming themselves as ADMC versus all that.
They did. Their counsel did.
I think that's kind of.
But I think that's an incredibly wide net.
Yeah, exactly. I would agree.
They quite literally identified themselves as ADMC owns Milton's Mod.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we might be in 2 different lanes right now, Springfield.
Yes, agreed. I love Norman. I love Norman so much. He sees it too. Yeah. I think what I'm of the same energy as Norman, which is you may be right with that, but right now, right in front of us, we've got 3 properties that have been purchased with allegations of state funds being used, following what is likely a very recent incident. That gives us like a 2-week window that if we find wrongdoing, we now have enough time to actually build a case and send it.
Jesus.
Right?
He bought it for $16 million.
And you just so happen to have the person making the accusations coming into your lab here in a few minutes for an unrelated witness to a murder.
Which actually works to our benefit.
The only thing is, what if
Wait, speak up.
What if his ask for the grant was he wanted to buy a property to sell for his real estate business?
Yeah, but I don't think that'd be legitimate.
All right, I just want to put it in perspective here. In the last 15 days, B2 Customs has received 2.5 million, 3.4 million, 4.5 million, 5 million, 5 million, 5 million.
What?
Santos County.
Wait.
And that's not including the LSPD cop invoice.
Well, there's your bread trail.
So he took a grant to then resell to someone?
And then he bought the property. He bought the Chumash Encino Road 23 for $16 million.
This is, I feel like
I think it would depend on the grant. Because if he wrote it in, that's what he's doing, and the mayor's approved it, he's did no wrongdoing.
B2 Customs, B2 held up, let's see, this is on the 14th, $5 million.
I can't tell if she's being contrarian or not.
B2 held multiple events over the weekend which were well attended and successful, paying out nearly $3 million in grant funding. This grant will enable expansion of the mechanic shop and enable further events. October 20th, business grants, B2 Ventures. B2 Ventures is requesting acquisition support. Should B2 fail to deliver on the goal of this project, they shall default on the grant and it shall be clawed back by the county. There is a Google Doc for it.
There's
holy shit.
Let's see. Description of operations. Blah, 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 small businesses.
Because he mentioned B2 operations or B2 Ventures in the what?
That is.
He did, but what I'm saying is the grant could be completely legitimate on his end, but it would fall on the mayor's for giving out money for that. Like in the Bribes Act, it doesn't say exactly what they can or can't. It's fully up to mayor's discretion.
Damn,
Yeah.
On the 20th,
Yeah, but
October
how
29th, they gave him $5 million to buy Bet for a car part.
I don't think we're gonna know without actually looking at the evidence. Because at face value,
I think we need to dig.
At face value, for it to have been for what you're saying, those transactions would have been a bigger transaction, right? Because, like, realistically, what would those transactions have looked like? Looking for 2 million for property stuff, looking for 3 million, looking for 4 million, looking for 5 million, right? So given that there isn't like a big, like, could you name those numbers one more time, Jessica?
5 million, 5 million, 5 million, 4.5 million, 3.4 million.
How many days apart are those 5 million transactions?
Within the last 15 days.
No, I mean like between the first
between the
5
5
million
million
and the
ones?
second 5 million and the third.
October 14th, October 20th, and October 29th. So about
I don't know.
a little more than a week
Sounds.
in between.
I'd say pull on that string, see if we can get the grant requests. I do agree that this might be a mix of both the mayor as well as the business. I think this, oh my God.
And the problem here is that the legislation is drawn kind of vaguely, right? Does this qualify as a quote demonstration of economic or community value?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
You can claim anything as an economic value.
Right. It's a wide, almost like it was written that way for a purpose.
Requires in-person pitch, right? Pre-approval site may be requested.
May.
May require. Yeah. Approved
Rizal
businesses are
used the word may
subject.
an awful lot there.
The approved businesses are subject to review. Misuse of funds results in repayment. The other thing we got with us is the corruption, and what's the other charge that went up? Extortion, right?
Extortion.
Yeah, this smells like ass. I think I'd say, Jessica, see what you can find. See how much you can FOIA. I would be surprised if the records of these transactions that are taking place, like specifically like their requests, would not be FOIA-able. And any worse, like we wouldn't be able to, because it says that they have to put a request in, right?
Oh yeah.
So in the event we cannot get access to that information, we still can lean on testimony, right?
Did you mention that one of the transactions you were reading through, I think it was the B2 Ventures one, Jessica, that there was some documentation attached to it, or no?
Yeah, there's documentation attached to several of them. Are you in? I don't have your phone number yet.
Throw it up here for. In the clouds.
It also, like, looking at this makes me concerned that Rizal is a magistrate.
Not to lean into that, but
yeah, I mean, I don't want to. We don't know what it is that Rizal gave the money for yet, right? As far as based on those transactions, I mean, for all we know, these were meant for his. Do any of those have comments?
Yeah, they all have. I texted you.
Oh, you texted it? Let me see.
yeah, so it looks like they're like in the descriptions of the transactions that were made by the county to his various businesses.
Yeah, none of these payments are appropriated to this.
He does have multiple businesses. Whenever you look at this record I just sent you, if you look at the
Give me
name,
just 1 minute.
Baylor,
Okay, no worries.
in the account
Hey Don,
Hey.
how can I help you?
I have a question. Were you aware of a private account that Junior apparently had that he was calling the Blaine County savings account that was a private account?
I'm very unsure about that, to be honest.
Okay. Okay. I just found out that people have been paying 10 people have been paying $20K a week into that account instead of the Blaine County account.
Huh? Wait, what do you mean?
The tier 2 apartments, people, it's a Blaine County property, and he had the Blaine County property rented out to people, and the money wasn't going to Blaine County, it was going to some private account.
Oh my god.
I need
Okay.
Marshall. That's like
Don,
big.
we are, trust me when I say we're cooking.
Okay.
The marshal's office is aware of the allegations on Twitter and the
Okay.
recent I am trying to right now we are already looking through potential misuse of funds and a bunch of other things.
Do you want the account number that I just received from somebody? Like probably FOIA or something?
Yeah,
or-
can you send it to Jessica?
Yeah, I can do that.
So we are definitely on top of it. Here
Okay, thank God.
is what I will tell you is, look, I take this
Okay.
job very seriously. I don't
Same.
mind pissing off the rest of the city, not my, you know. Sometimes I take joy in it, especially if it's around illegality and,
Yeah.
putting down the little guy.
Okay.
We are looking into the sales. We are looking into how they acquired the money.
Yeah.
If it was acquired through mayoral tax funds, that
Yeah.
opens
Or
a
like
massive
Helios.
door of things. Yeah. And so I'll put this on the menu as well. Just keep in
Please.
mind, we
Okay.
don't
You
have a lot
on
of
your plate.
resources.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in general, this could literally be like one marshal doing all of this.
Okay.
Luckily, we are opening the door for, we're starting hiring. So,
Awesome.
And specifically aiming for folks with the intelligence and demeanor, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So
if I find anybody like that, I'll shoot them your way.
please do. Please do.
Yeah. And then I'll send you I'll send Jessica that account number to look into. Maybe I'll call Jessica and update her too then.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
This is
Sorry,
falling into like
yeah.
financial frauds, this, that, and the third.
Yes.
So
I knew. I was wondering why the account was so low.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I
Okay.
appreciate it, Don.
No problem.
3
I'm
meals
just
to
finding
somebody
more
in
and more things every day.
Yep, absolutely. It's bad.
15-day period.
All
Yeah.
right.
No,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
money I came from.
Okay, I'll let you go.
831, I
I'm
believe that's
busy.
B2 Customs.
Yep, no worries. You take
Okay.
care.
Bye bye.
All right. Oh my fucking god.
831 must be his personal one because it's attached to the regular store purchases below it, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's got to be his personal.
So
Because he's received money to his personal one. Then.
Yeah.
I don't want to distract us, but I'll say this out loud.
We love distractions.
You're gonna get a text message, Jessica, for
Uh-oh.
Junior's private business account where the rental payments were going. So that business he bought for the rental company apparently was getting paid into a completely separate account that he's in possession of. So now, obviously, we don't know whether that he, would pull money out of there and put it back into Blaine County, but Dawn just learned about this. So we need to start hiring. I made some photos on AI, right?
Oh, wow. He's got a lot of different.
Do we want to let Springfield cook and we do the conversation we need to have?
Yeah, I want to provide a framework first. So Jessica, here is the direction I'd like you to generally take, right? Feel free to navigate a bit out of this. Firstly, I know you got other stuff on your plate, so I don't want this to necessarily distract you, but there's a bit of a timer here. So I'd say do spend like a day or two diving into this so that we at least have a idea of what occurred. I want us to strictly focus on these recent property purchases because, very similar to what Norman said, we should have a very tight scope. And if we find wrongdoing, we should go ahead and figure out who we're going to press charges on, whether we need to recoup money, etc., etc. Only then do we then springboard off that to other bad actors, right? Because quite frankly, if we have a lot of evidence here of wrongdoing and then the courts say suck our dick, well then let's not waste our time any further, right?
Which can certainly happen.
Yeah, which can certainly happen. Exactly. Yep. This will set the tone and the precedence for what is right and what is wrong. One other thing, try to FOIA everything you can that is tied to the mayor's office, as well as for both counties. That will at least give us line of sight of what is accessible and what isn't. I think the earlier we're able to do that, the better. So we don't end up in like we don't end up with having to put together a court case like at the end of the month, 30 days later, we run out of runway.
Yeah. That's kind of why I have this like giga size 1 gigabyte document of every county, every government transaction ever since the collapse.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've already found 2 businesses attached to Huntley. I haven't got your text message.
what's her name is gonna. I sent her your phone number, the mayor of Blaine County, and she's gonna reach out. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so far I've already found his, I mean, obviously his personal number. It looks like he has a business called Arcadius. And another one called Profit and Loss. Where he's had money transferred to them. 7-2, that's a new one. Western Wednesday? What is this for? Los Santos AMPS program?
Yeah, this 16 million, I cannot in my brain imagine how this makes any sense. Right? It just doesn't logically make any sense. Even
it's
like
such an absurd price.
It's such an absurd because even like okay, he might have different businesses. I don't know what a fucking B2. Oh, B2 is Bruce Baylor. Oh, lol.
Yeah, Bruce Baylor.
Wait, let me just take photo of this text he gave. B2 Ventures. Okay. So the other thing.
Hi, beautiful.
Real quick, Springfield, and then I gotta switch tracks
it's the
here.
mayor, 1 second.
Yeah.
It's I'm sorry, I was telling the director it's the mayor. Oh, just give me like 2 minutes, I'll call you back. Thank you. Bye-bye.
It says V2 Ventures would like to congratulate. The other string to pull on is pulling the business, the business application. What is this business, right? And there's a bit of a legal and philosophical question to ask here. Is that if I had Brian's Fruits, right? And Brian's Fruits said, I'm going to go create a fucking fruit stand, right? But now I'm taking grants for events as Brian's Fruits. And that money is then being misappropriated for something else outside of the scope of my business. That isn't necessarily right either. But
what I was specifically looking for was anything in the transactions, in the notes you sent me there, Jessica, pointing to property acquisition as part of their business development. Where I have the question, and Ruth, this kind of loops back to the point you were making. I understand that you think he may have been paying his salary out, but he invoked today on Twitter that B2 Ventures is the entity that made this happen for Audra Rose, not Bruce Baylor.
I mean, it coming from his personal account is kind of a requirement, just because you can't purchase a property with a business account. But
right, I'm more just leaning on the fact that it's not the scope of any of these grants that you've provided to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The other elephant in the room is someone else, in this case Audra Rose, then gave him 16 million, right?
So
or not 16 million, sorry.
He hasn't sold it yet.
Yes.
It's still in his possession, and it's got to be in his possession for a few days. So we don't know what the terms of that contract are yet.
Yeah. So the other thing about that is all the grants, it kind of allows for that to happen. You give somebody a grant, $5 million to run an event. They make $7 million at the event. They get to pocket that entire $7 million. Because the grant covered all the going in. So now that money isn't related to the grant. That money is now their personal money or business money.
I don't think it's entirely unfair to audit that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
She just got a $4 million grant 5 days ago.
Who did?
Audra.
Oh, so then she gets a grant to pay Bruce for the money? For the house?
It says it's an investment to be used for the purchase inventory for the furniture hub.
I don't know. Listen, look, I think we can like doom that this is legal or whatever we want to kind of label it as. I think this needs to be looked at, and I don't personally think that this is legal. I think there's a lot of avenues that, like, regardless of what's in legislation, it doesn't necessarily mean it's okay from other legal perspectives. And I think once we get all the facts, we can look at it and be like, what is this, right? And even in the event, it turns out if it looks extremely unethical to, because all of this comes down to misappropriation of funds from the sound of it. And even if there's something that says like, hey, your mayor's office is allowed to give grants, if those things are not being utilized for what they're stating, as a worst case scenario, it's something to hand off to the mayors because it's a detriment to the state, right? And at that stage, you know, we can, you know, give them the tools necessary for them to act. Because at the end of it, this is taxpayer money being seemingly being used for personal gain, which,
I mean, not to get off topic, but the same thing can be said for, you know, the bonuses the LSPD gets.
Those are
Like,
attached to
no, it
structure, though, aren't
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, but like $1 million a week.
Yeah, $1 million a week salary. is
The thing is,
crazy.
that's, yeah, I mean, maybe, but, you know,
$4 million a month for one individual. It's where, like, that's where the line, if they're allowed to do that, how is this misappropriation? But I think we need to dig regardless.
yeah. All right, easy. We need to realign gears to this, Max Angel. So
yeah, he's on ice waiting. So
strategically speaking, we should not, at no matter what, sort of expose or make him believe that we think he is anything more than a victim, right? Because doing any more than treating him like a victim is going to show our hand, especially if he is more connected than we may realize, right? There's a lot of this guy is on that blue popsicle. Let's just that's my stance. Between information I've gathered a couple months back to just the simple notion of why the fuck was he, how the hell was he trusted to run any sort of event in the faceless property? What I don't want to do is give him ammo that he can utilize to then, let's say, sweep his steps, right? So, you know, is that is this, anyone have any issues with that? Ruth, Norman?
Not at all.
Okay.
No.
yeah, no, just I think you've got the right approach here.
Let him do the talking while we sort of just let him. Hopefully he's a yapper, right? If he's not, it's going to get a little bit more difficult. But okay.
Just for context, how do you have him on scene? Was he just there when officers responded to the murder scene, or?
He
No,
advertised.
he was the one who put on the event.
Yeah, he put on the event. He twatted it out. He managed the event, the money, all that sort of stuff. There's likely details that we're unaware of, and those are, you know, things that we can kind of pull at. And to provide some further context to all this is, and this is kind of, it's actually fucking insane. Not only was the event come at a very odd time, it came at a time where McNulty started to monitor the place, and the marshals had, or the two officers that were on the faceless case, told absolutely nobody about what this property was about. So effectively, McNulty and myself rediscovered this location, unbeknownst to us about anything else. And so while McNulty was there and actually came across evidence, right, specifically some of these assets being outside and it resulting in like little birds popping out and attacking him and some others, it was only a week later that this ballroom event happened. My belief at the time was this was the way for the faceless to sort of make the locations seem less interesting, right? Like, oh, other people use this place, right? Oh, like, look, there's a fucking ballroom happening, which makes sense, right? It was a way to distract away. In this event that was attended by the individuals working the faceless case, they were present and witness to a fucking murder, and it wasn't followed up.
What?
Max wasn't interrogated. The other individuals at the party weren't interrogated. They just existed.
No interrogations pretty much have been happening all along.
Let alone arrests. Like, imagine a fucking murder of a dock worker for the weapons you found and said they die. And you're just like, you know what? I'm just glad to be here.
My car wasn't ready, so I didn't chase.
Wait, you were there that day?
No, that was a statement in one of the reports.
Oh, was that Hobbler?
No, I think that was Jeb.
Oh my God, that's right.
Jeb was the one who witnessed it.
Oh my God.
And then I don't even know if he called out, because then they're like, somebody called out somebody fleeing, but they didn't give like a good description. So like they saw vehicles flee and they just let them flee.
Or like telling one like, yo dog, this murder actually really, really matters. And Lord have fucking mercy, man. Sometimes when I think about these cases, I'm just like, listen, maybe I just wait another 5 years and come back.
If you have people undercover in that, why would you not have marked units in the area outside?
Are they? That was going to be my question.
Why would you only
Are these,
have undercover inside and that is it?
these individuals there
flowchart too big?
are working the event, right? They're working. They're not just attending
On
the
top
event.
of, they
They're
took
working.
pictures. So Phoenix, I believe, I've been digging through the reports. Remember I kept bringing up Phoenix that was killed in prison after he was arrested on one of the ops by Faceless?
Yo,
I believe he might have been the previous Rain. Because it was him that was in charge of everything, and then it seemed to be Rain, and now I'm assuming somebody else is going to need to step up since we have Rain. And if they killed Prince Preston, and I think they believe it was Edgar that killed him, they will probably try to kill Rain.
I guess if we ever involve local PD and stuff, we really have to keep the flowcharts. Because they really can't fall out beyond like 3 decisions in the decision tree.
You need a marshal being up top, like leading the intel part to make sure these things don't just get forgotten about.
This kind of, I know this is slightly off topic, but this is sort of tied to the warrants and why we almost are going to need to plan around it. There are going to be members of both LSPD and BCSO that are very, very interested in this sort of stuff, and we need to sort of gather them and galvanize them to be focused and interested, very similar to how we ran the Faceless Ops.
I also want to make sure whoever is sort of leading that, I assume it's probably going to be you at the beginning, Brian, we need to make sure they know they can't just go out and do these type of warrants on their own. Because they might say, hey, the marshals are not putting out regular warrants. They're doing this, you know, sort of off the book capture.
Mm-hmm.
It says in our SOPs that they can't, but it doesn't mean they're going to not try to start copying the same thing.
I wouldn't, I'm not going to discuss too much, I think, in, like, you know, our details, because you're not wrong. But, you know, if they do that shit, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, you know, I only say that because you've seen some of the shit that's been going on. It's the private report about a weapons deal. Like, what in the fucking world, bro? Right? Not our lawsuit, not our problem. Oh man. Okay. I need like 5-10 minutes and then I'm good with Mr. Liquid Library. I can give him a call right now, see if he can meet us at BCSO in 10.
Do you need me
Hello
here?
there.
Am I good to go back?
You're good, Jessica. Hey, 10 minutes BCSO. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that works for me. I'll meet you
Okay.
up there.
Easy. I'll see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Ruth, all of my tasks are updated right now on the task board.
Okay.
So I should be, a lot of my stuff's progressing very rapidly, so.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
All right.
I spoke to Sean Duncan this morning about his subpoena for Finley Milton, so he's gonna touch up a few things.
Good. Yeah, I think these warrants have to be treated like an op almost. Have people on standby, have them trained. I'm going to be rather transparent here. Even if we end up not being able to serve it because we run out of time, that's a reality, right? It's just not enough people. Let's say they take off time or whatever. I'm okay if we fail on the apprehension. The thing that matters more than anything is we start to drive people's interest. Heat on them, but more getting... PD's in a very bad spot right now. Let's be honest. And if we don't like set these up like an event and get people interested and they know what it's about and how it's not normal, they're not going to be interested. They're going to want to dip, right? Which means we never apprehend them. And there is the reality that whoever is running, there's a 90% chance it's going to be supercars and helicopters and swaps and water, jump in the water for like 2 hours. So oh my god.
Right before we go,
which is high key, by the way, Norman, why there was a part of me that actually considered we just docket some of the heavier stuff. These particular warrants, they're very small, but they're meaningful. But
yeah, the problem with just docketing it is you end up with the Silas Moreno case over and over and over again.
That's okay for a strategy.
You're okay with that?
Yes, because if they become a Silas Moreno, they can't work for the Faceless. The higher level plan here has been cut at the Faceless like a fucking paper cut, right? Each limb one by one. Chop,
that's where you start with the Brandons and the,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go mentally decompress for 5 minutes and then I'll be we're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm going to scan through these numbers that Jessica sent over to me real quick and see if I see anything noteworthy.
Sounds good. By the way, chat, this is going to be good. This is going to be good.